Hey everybody, it's Yvonne and Dexter back here again with Freight Broker Chic. Welcome back, and I have got the master trainer here. Yay! 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 There's been a lot going on. I hope you guys are well in the logistics industry. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That really does help us to reach more people and continue to grow. And for those of you that have been doing it and sharing and commenting, we just thank you so very much. But today, Dexter wants to share with you a little bit about some current events. As we all know, there's a lot of current events going on, from COVID to mandates to supply chain shortages. So he's going to share with you from his heart today what's going on.
Well, I think I would like to talk about something that affects everybody who's watching and everybody in the world. Fuel prices. If everybody's noticed, your cost of gas has been increasing a lot at the pump. Now, as it increases at the pump, same thing is happening at the truck stops. Diesel prices are also going up. Diesel fuel right now is the highest that it has ever been that I've ever seen. And as fuel goes up, the price of freight goes up. Now, so the actual manufacturer only has two choices. One, they can pass the extra cost of fuel on to the actual customers, meaning that they go up on prices, or they also try to cut how much stuff they actually give out as far as their product. You might have noticed that your potato chip bags might be a little bit less full, or your Doritos bag might be a little less full because they're trying to give out smaller portions. Have you checked out the size of a Snicker bar lately? Anyway, the thing of that is that these are the tactics that manufacturers use to try to stop bleeding for transportation. Customers or manufacturers hate paying for transportation for one reason. It is a direct cut into the actual profit of whatever materials or products that they're manufacturing. So if you're manufacturing something that when it's finished, let's just say a Toyota, let's just say at the end of it you spent they spent $10,000 on making it in Japan. Well, if it takes almost $5,000 to ship it over from Japan to America, and now with fuel going higher, you'll see car prices going up. So that's why a car probably doesn't cost that much to make, but once we get it, the upsell on it is amazing, because you got to make sure the people at the dealership got paid. You got to make sure the transportation was paid and the people manufacturing it. So everything right now, from services to clothing to food, everything, we are unfortunately inside of an inflationary state also. So at the same time, fuel and inflation start playing ball with each other. Hey, catch. No, you catch. You catch. And so you'll start seeing not only prices, as when fuel prices go up, everything else goes up.
In fact, I was reading online that someone posted that in California, it's already $5 a gallon. I mean,
yeah.
How can you? I mean, that's kind of challenging to run a business, especially if you're over the road, you're a truck driver, owner operator, and you're trying to run a business with freight. I mean, the gasoline, real fuel to fill up your truck is $5 a gallon.
And of course, because the manufacturers are playing their old game, they don't want to pay anything more than what we've been paying. No, we can't cover for that. No,
but it's just because you're locked in. What people don't realize, and I was sharing with this on social media the other day with some folks, that sometimes the drivers are always screaming at us, the broker, we need more money, we need more money. Well, we can't shake a tree and make the money fall down.
Well, they may or may not know about RFP or pricing.
So sometimes we're locked in, I guess is what I'm saying.
So
we're locked into those prices.
You may do a bid for a customer, and when you do this bid, you're saying that I will move this lane for this price for the whole year, no matter what.
No matter what.
It doesn't make a difference. If you say I'm going to charge you $3,000 to go from Phoenix, Arizona to Clarksdale, California, it's $3,000. Now, if fuel goes up or anything happens, you were locked in at $3,000. One time I had a lane like that, and the lane went up, and we got under on the lane. But luckily, we were making money on other lanes and other freight. But every time we moved this load, we were taking either a $300 or $500 loss on it because
you got to be moving a lot of freight to do that, though.
right. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Right.
it was out of right. But
right.
it was,
You can't do that on one.
right. So, but it worked out for us. But at certain times when we had to take that loss, if the other freight ever slowed down on the other lanes, then we would start feeling that $300
Right,
because
exactly.
that load moved 3 times a week.
Exactly.
So
exactly, and that's where you have to make a business decision.
Exactly.
As a broker, do I go back to the customer and explain the situation
and ask for more money,
which we have had to do in certain times like this,
right.
And you explain the situation. Here again is where building a relationship is really crucial with your customer. If my customer knows that I'm honest and that I've provided excellent service over an extended period of time, and I go back and say, here is the situation. In order to get this lane moved, it's going to require this dollar amount until everything in the universe comes back to normal. And 99.9% of the time, they respect that because they know that you've been an honest broker. So your reputation, I guess my point is too, when you're out there and you're booking these loads and you wake up one morning and you get a quote that's way out, like he said, $500 or $600 over what you have quoted to your customer under contract, then you need to be able to go back to that customer and say, here's the situation. And the carrier has to understand as well that you just can't stroke a check for him.
Right. At all. Exactly.
And maybe sometimes you just have to move on to another carrier who will negotiate. It's really negotiating on everybody's part. We're the mediator. We would negotiate with the customer, and we also have to negotiate with the carrier.
And try to come up with a profit in the middle.
Exactly. And it still has to be able to be profitable for all three parties. And so it's challenging. There's a lot to it. People think that, somebody sends you, loads to move, and we're just sitting there and making all this money, and it's just not like that all the time.
And just a side note, if there are any brokers out there or people who are interested in brokering, or even brokers who are brokers but you don't know what you're doing, please stop and find out what you're doing, because when you're a broker and you're making sales phone calls and you do look up and you actually do find a customer, and a customer is a precious thing, don't think it's not. So when you find this customer but yet you don't know what you're doing and you fumble, you're not going to say no to the freight, but then you fumble the load.
Right.
Well, you're messing up the opportunities for other brokers to actually get into these places, because they're like, okay, I got bad service from this one broker.
Correct.
And point in time, I got a phone call from one of our agents, and she had a family friend who had opened up a brokerage and got a customer. She didn't know what the TMS system was. Didn't know.
Oh no.
It's just like, you're right. Didn't know anything about the DA. You
You don't do that. And don't try that at home.
Right. So it's one of those things. I was just kind of shocked and amazed. Just like, if you're going to get into brokering, get trained.
Right. First.
Get trained. First. Get trained first. Do not run out and open a brokerage and not know how to broker. I have students who have brokerages, but they didn't know how to broker, so now they've got MC number, everything else, and they have to pay monthly bills on insurance, bonds, everything like that, but they have no freight coming in because they don't know how to broker. So guess where the money is coming out of? Out of pocket. Right. So learn the craft before you get into the craft.
And get a mentor.
Or point is, it doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody, but I'm going to definitely teach you as right as I can. And I've got the awards and everything to prove that I know what I'm talking about. But you wouldn't get into a plane and start flying a plane if you hadn't taken any flight lessons to be a pilot. So same thing, don't open and start a brokerage if you know you don't know anything about brokering. Right. Because you will mess it up.
Correct. And I just had that conversing with someone on social media. The broker told her they were going to pay her. This was the dispatch told her they were going to pay her via PayPal. Well, that never happened. And so if you have a mentor out there, no matter what the field is in logistics, your mentor would have told you, absolutely not. You know, first red flag,
PayPal.
they're gonna, yeah,
Uh,
seriously, it's PayPal.
Wow.
And she didn't know any better. So now she's got a driver out there with a load that needs to be paid, and she's got no money. And I told her kind of, you know, what to do. I'm not going to get into that, but, you know, it's just, it's very, you know, you have to, the most successful people, I guess what I'm going to say is, you will find if you research some of the most successful people in the world, they took that knowledge that they got from their mentor or their trainer or their teacher, and that's what they use to make themselves successful. Even rappers
Right. You gotta have a foundation.
started out with someone who helped them, who got them into the business, and who helped them to say, hey, here's what you need to do and learn, and here's how you operate in this rap world. And now they're some of the biggest names. They were all at the recent Super Bowl. You know, so, but without a mentor or a trainer, that would have never happened. And so it's crucial. So we don't come on here and just say, oh, train with us, train with us. We're saying find someone that you trust, who is knowledgeable. Like Dexter says, he's got all the awards to prove that his track record is what he says it is. And so find someone like that and get under their tutelage before you run out, like you said, and trying to hang out a shingle and say, I'm a broker, and you have no idea what you're doing. It's detrimental not only to the industry, but to your customer and your driver.
And to you.
And to you.
Because now people don't forget bad service.
Exactly.
So if you are representing your company and there's Pat Logistics, the next time somebody asks, oh, whatever, don't use Pat. If they're a customer already, oh, can you recommend somebody? I can tell you who not to use.
Who not to use,
If you,
right.
Yeah, I can tell you who not to use.
People never forget
Right.
bad service.
Right,
You
exactly.
know, you can give them all the great service in the world, but you mess up that one time, and man, you're done.
And brokering, also remember, you're only as good as your last load.
There you go.
You can move loads for a customer, 500 loads, no problem. That 501 load that messes up, they will be mad at you. They will be mad. But they might actually let it go.
They'll let it go.
They might
Yeah,
let it go.
we've had some
if you get a good service.
You know, I mean, listen.
And you worked up a good
logistics
relationship.
is a problem-oriented business. Crap happens, okay? But it's how you handle it and how you build that relationship with that customer, going back to that, that when you have to call them and give them the challenging news, they know you're telling the truth.
Right.
And that's where you build relationships to become successful. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. We're at our mark.
Yeah, no, I always thought, look, this is my show. We'll go as long as we want.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I'll just fade away.
There's nobody in a booth somewhere saying, cut,
Right.
go to commercial. Well, guys, listen, our next training is going to be February 23rd, 2022. So we just got a couple days. If you're interested, please, I will have that information in the comments. Hit me up. You know, anybody that knows us knows we get right back to you. We'd love to see you in that training. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and happy selling out there in the logistics world. Bye-bye, everybody.
Take care.